So I'm in a part of Queens I guess I've never been through, as far as I can recall. I don't know if you can read that, but it says Flushing Fields. I think this is a part of Flushing that becomes Linden Hill, I think. Or maybe it's Murray Hill. People who live in Murray Hill, Queens, really hate being confused or confusing people with the better known Murray Hill in Manhattan. But I'm out here on credible information. And I'm hoping to make this a quick trip because I slept way too late today. I took a Q15 bus from Main Street, or from Roosevelt Avenue, actually. Leonardo Ingrovallo. I wonder who that was. I just had to reset because I realized my setting was messed up. But the Q15 bus was packed. This was like a noontime bus. Everybody's going to Beechhurst, I guess. And sometimes I cross an intersection like this and I just think there's so much of New York I will never see. Of course, that's the sad sack way of putting it. Oh, here it is. Wait, no, actually, this isn't even the one I was expecting. I'm expecting another one. Hi, sorry. Yeah, I was just letting those people pass. I don't think this is the one I was expecting. So this is obviously sometimes I think these get deliberately painted over as an artistic statement. Looks like the landline could possibly still be intact. Looking down the side of the back. I can't tell from here. Oh, weird. It's connected to the emergency call box. Oh, wait, no, it's not. I got confused. Anyway, this is 149th Street, 25th Avenue. And I'm really cold all of a sudden. It's going to make this difficult, if not impossible. Alright, well, this is here, but this is not even the one I was expecting. The one I was expecting is, I think, a block over, unless I'm just all together confused. Okay, so the one I was expecting to find should be up this way, and it's supposed to be in pretty bad shape. I think it might be altogether knocked over. disheveled or wrenched asunder or botched or discombobulated. And on that basis, it could actually be gone. But Flushing Fields, I've never been here before. Flushing is huge. So much of New York I'll never know. I haven't played tennis since high school. This is where it's supposed to be. Oh, look at this. Down for the count. Proving once again my sources are quite reliable. This sucker's dead. It's also painted over like the last one was. And all this caution tape suggests that this thing is going to be hauled off. So this is probably the last documentation of this phone ever. If possibly the first. I don't know what the trance sticker means. That's a beauty though. I wonder what this sticker on the bottom had on it. Payphone down. Look, my ride home is here. Yeah, right. I actually did take a long ride in one of these once. It was very seductive. Took a long ride out to Long Island and back. And yeah, you could really get used to being driven around in one of these things. So having said I'd never been to this place, I do actually remember being here. Flushing Field, Flushing High School Memorial Field. So this is the other end of Flushing Field. So I did at least make it to this side. I guess what's my point in saying that there's so much of New York I'll never see, I'll never know? Is there any point in that sentiment? So much of everything that you'll never know. Yeah, I remember that sort of janky looking scoreboard. Well, the first payphone was a surprise. The second one, I feel fortunate to have gotten to it in time, because that's going to be hauled off. And I guess as long as I'm here, I'll do due diligence and case the perimeter. Yes, I remember this thing too. World War I memorial. Yeah, it's funny, it's like alphabetical. I'm sure there's a perfectly explainable the names are all alphabetical until you get to the last one. God, that dog is barking at me. Someone almost forgot Thomas McDonald. Oh, there's another stretch limo. That's a Lincoln Town Car, stretched out, and I owned a town car for a number of years. After my father died, I drove it up here, and it's funny because this one is missing one of the caps. And one of the weirdest things that happened with my town car was that I went out one day, and one of those caps was missing. And I was a little annoyed, but I looked into it and started noticing other town cars that were virtually all missing at least one of the caps, if not all of them. So I just kind of forgot about it. I looked into getting a replacement, but it didn't seem worth the bother. But then one day, maybe 6 months later, it was back. The cap that had gone missing was back was back on the tire, back on the wheel. So somebody just borrowed it for like 5 or 6 months, and I'll never know what the story was behind that, but certainly one of the odder things that happened while I owned that car. So fortunately, the jaunt out to Flushing Field was short and sweet, which is what I had in mind. It gave me time to come way over to this other one, which I've documented many times. I like to keep this location under wraps because this is a CityBridge phone. And this is one of the ones that allegedly there are none of these left on the streets. It's a big fat lie that the city told. Big fat lie from the city and from CityBridge and a whole bunch of people involved. Said that they rid the streets of these old eyesores, but here it is. I'm only showing the inside because this stuff on the outside panels sort of possibly gives away its location. I just want to see how long this thing stays out here, moldering away. This is the one that should be in the museum, you know, when they plucked out the last one, or when they claimed it to have plucked out the last one. They sent it to a museum, and this is the one that belongs in a museum because this is what payphones were really like in the early half of the 21st century.